Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 3 with our nice little Hardened Scales. This is an awesome hand. We do need one more, ideally 2 more lands, but I think that on the draw, we'll draw into them within a few turns and hopefully cast everything on time. But we do have that first turn Hardened Scales and a second turn Satyr Grovedancer. Again, hopefully into Reverent Hunter after that. So we're going to go ahead and keep this. So alrighty, we're going to go against the red deck, this is going to be rough. I don't have any lifelink. We have the Hornet Nest in the sideboard. Might be able to go over top, but we have a slow hand for that. We'd have a Blossoming Wreath or Blossoming Sands that will give us some life gain back. And then this 3/3 we'll be able to deal with the Zergu. But, again, it's not looking good for us with a first turn. First turn Zergu is by far the best draw they can have. Just puts so much pressure. So he's going to attack in with the Zergu. I go down to an 18. Unfortunately, too, I'm going to have to end up taking another loss of life here. But the Grovedancer will be nice. This dodges Searing Blood. Well, he can still Searing Blood in response to the trigger. So let's hope he doesn't have a Searing Blood. He has a Wild Slash, which is not as bad as a Searing Blood. Can't quite Blossoming Sands next turn. Or, excuse me, Reverent Hunter. Oh, and a Rabblemaster. Yeah, he's definitely got the best draw possible. Gonna swing in for 3 here, taking us down to a 14. So I basically live or die on this land drop here. Well, that's actually still pretty bad, because it's just a 3/2. I guess I can block the Rabblemaster, but any removal gets rid of it. A Stoke the Flames, a Wild Slash. And a Lightning Strike. Yeah. And that's going to be game. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is literally nothing I can do here. Servant of the Scales into possibly another drop could have done it, but that's 5 damage with the block. So we'll go on to the sideboard. The good news, the good cards we do have is Hornet Nest and Setessan Tactics. The Feat of Resistance is pretty decent as well. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of any sort of higher end, like the high Sentinels can go. Chroniclers are actually okay, but they're not the greatest here. I do think the Chronicler, we don't want to hiccup on missing land. I'd rather just have a Feat of Resistance. I think that it's better. And then we'll submit this. So we are on the play this time. We can hopefully lead off with a Hardened Scales and then a 2-drop. And again, green decks typically do pretty well against mono red decks. Thing is, a draw like that's very hard to beat. He had the perfect curve with a 1 drop into removal into his Rabblemaster, into more removal. Typically, how red deck struggles is if they have too many of one thing, like too many creatures and not any removal, or too much removal and not any creatures to pressure. They can begin to get outclassed. So yes, I like to play first. Yeah. It's got Hardened Scales. I'm going to keep it, and again, we'll have a guy that's a 3/3. So I do just want to thin out, though. So we're just going to go ahead, get rid of a land, and then Hardened Scales. And hopefully we don't draw into another land, because this is a very, very rough hand. Swiss Spear is, yeah, it's about the same as a Zergu. But we'll have the guide and a command if that decides to hit. So, well, if we can actually keep this guy around. So we're going to put a +1/+1 counter out. It becomes a 3/3. Still dies to a Lightning Strike. Let's just avoid that Lightning Strike. Oh, awesome. Now this works out very well. So now we have an Avatar of the Resolute. This will also gain us a life. Now, if he had removal, yeah, I knew he would have used it. So in all honesty, I think I go on the aggressive. Yeah, definitely do. Because I think I can race him at this point. Especially since my guy has trample. I'd love to see a Rabble Master come out here. Hordeling Outburst is, it's okay. I'm actually not too worried about Hordeling Outburst. He can attack in with the Swift Spear. This guy's got trample. I could just die to like a Trumpet Blast. We'll thin out some more. Go get a Plains. And I think we just attack in with the Avatar and leave the guide back. Because if I attack him with both, it does put him on a little bit of a clock, and then we can actually kill whatever he doesn't. Do you know what? We're going to go for it. So this does 8 damage. It puts him in lethal next turn. And the command's going to be very good because I can both fight. Okay, so he's going to try to stoke off something. And this is going to allow me to put a +1/+1 counter. And fight it off. So, yeah, that was awesome. And now he really has to play defensive. Because I got this massive trampler, and he's just going to scoop. So that worked out very well for us. Man, the lands. We'll go to the sideboard again. This is where it does get scary with the red deck on the play. I think I'm going to bring in the Collected Companies. And maybe feat isn't the right. I just want 1 feat in case I have it. I have it. Yeah. I could bring in the Survivalist just as a 2/1 that can block stuff. But I'm thinking Collected Companies will actually be really, really good. Now, what I'd like to see is a first turn Servant of the Scale. One of these games. I mean, Hardened Scales, of course, the best draw with this deck. This is, oh, yuck, 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 yuck. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it because we do have, these 1-drops are actually pretty decent. So he's going to go Founder Shoot Denizen. And hopefully I draw into a land. No land. But we do have a Servant. And I hope it doesn't have any removal. It's going to be a Swift Spear. Hopefully no removal here. And that, yeah, that hurts really bad because he's going to get in for 4. And I really have to draw into a land here. Otherwise, it's pretty much going to be game. If I do draw into a land, I get 2 Servants. Yeah, that's... I got to quit keeping these 1-landers. As, I mean, I can cast everything in my hand if I draw that other land. But it's very, very awkward. Especially if he rabbles here. It's going to be a Heel Cutter and then forcing me not to block. So come on, land. I'm okay if I draw a land. There's a land. That actually works out pretty well here because we can Avatar. And yes, you can continue to keep casting Heel Cutters. But I can block the Heel Cutter this turn. And that pumps up my guy again. So another land to be, yep, that's lovely. Because we get a Servant. We'll go Grovedancer. And Servant. But I'm so in the range of burn. But he still has to use this awkward heel cutter. He's getting flooded, which is good. That's not good. And he can still... Ugh, he can still heel cutter here. Yeah, that was very, very unfortunate. So we're gonna block off here, go down to a 1. Any burn spell kills us. We need that land drop just one turn earlier. Heel cutter is very powerful. Because we'd have to double cast cards here. We need a land. Well, it works. Because we go guide. And then cast another guide. But Wild Slash, Lightning Strike, Searing Blood. I'll just win him the game. And on his upkeep, it looks like he just has a Searing Blood. Or Stoke the Flames. Yep, that'll do it. And, again, Feed Resistance, all these cards have been awkward. I should have just mulled and tried my luck out with the mulligan, but I mean, he really had a really good hand versus us again with Wild Slash, Searing Blood, and that heel cutter was surprisingly effective. We needed a command into planes as quick as possible, get a guy big enough, and then just go from there. So where were our Hornet Nests? That was another card that would have really, really put a damper on his strategy. Anyway, we'll go on to the next match. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.